had sex with your wife, and not in those words. But he's talking about, I want to see you deceased.
To live and die in L.A., California. What you say about Los Angeles? Still the only place for me that never rains in the sun. To live and die in L.A., where every day we try to fatten our pockets. I say it's hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing. Worldwide through the hard times, worrying faces. Shed tears as we bury them, sticking close to heart. What was a friend, now a ghost in the dark. Cold part about it, and got smoked by a fiend. Trying to floss on him, blind to a broken man's dream. A hard lesson, court cases keep him guessing. Plea bargain ain't the option now, so I'm stressing. Cost me more to be free than a life in the pen. Making money off of cuss words, writing again. Learn how to think ahead, so I fight with my pen. Late night down, sunset, like in the sin. What's the worst they can do to a nigga? Got me lost in hell to live and die in L.A. on bail. My angels sing.
KBLA, Stock 1580. Rest in peace, Tupac. Miss you, miss you, miss you. So, Sahara Ali is on retreat. Yes, it is a spiritual retreat. She will be out for the next couple of weeks. So you're stuck with me. I shall encourage you to take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out to ground yourself if you can. Put your feet on the floor. If you're driving, just keep watching the road and take a deep breath in and let it out. I like to count like in, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and release 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's always nice when you can exhale a little further than you inhale. I am not Sahara Ali. I do not claim to be a life coach, nor an astrology or numerologist or any of those things, a life coach. But what I do know is that I have benefited greatly from adding mindfulness to my life. And that's how come we have Mindful Monday every week. I typically will get in a good little meditation session before I come to work every day. That's why I get up at 4 a.m. So even if I'm here, rolling in exactly when the show is time for it to start, I've been up for hours. And one of the reasons for that is because I want to start my day. It was Minister Gabby Amlach who once said on my show front page, you wouldn't go out of your house physically naked. Why would you go out spiritually naked? Made a lot of sense. So I will pray. And for me, prayer is when you talk to God, and meditation is when you listen to God. So I will pray. I will start off with a prayer about, whatever's on my mind, but it's always coming from a place of thanks. I'm not one of these people. I went to online church this weekend for Agape, and I one of the things I love is he said, we don't change God. We can be changed by God, but we don't change God. And so to me, praying with like a request list or begging all the time, it's just not where I want to be. So I'm typically giving thanks. My prayer is a long thank you list. And sometimes it can be thank you for helping me feel better or whatever it is as I'm trusting and knowing that that's in motion. So I'll start with a prayer. And right now I'm praying a lot about this election because I think we're also at a point where prayer has to be part of the equation. Yeah, do something, call people, phone bank, make a donation, talk to a friend. All of those are good, but I also think that we're at a point where prayer is also part of the equation. So I'll pray for a time, not anything too long. Then I will meditate, sit down, and just listen, breathing in, breathing out. It's hard for me to quiet my mind because I'm a Gemini and I always got a lot going on. But I just focus on my breath. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you're driving, you probably can't meditate. You can still do some breath work, though. You can do a nice inhale and you can exhale and relax your body. You can do an inhale and you can exhale and relax your body. One of the things I like to do when I'm driving is I will breathe in and imagine all good things coming into me, nourishment and light and love and healing and relaxation. And then when I exhale, I'll visualize letting go of all the things I don't need, sickness and sadness and stress and tension and illness. And so I will visualize myself cleansing with a cleansing breath. That's something you could do if you're driving, because if you're driving, you probably cannot, well, you definitely cannot close your eyes and look inside, which is the way that I typically would meditate, just watching the breath. And then I'll do that for anywhere from 5 to 25, 30 minutes. Then I will give thanks and I will keep it pushing. One other suggestion that I will give, because I was looking at what Molly Bell was saying in our KBLA chat on YouTube. You can find it at KBLA 1580. And she was saying that she felt like crying. I feel like crying a lot lately during this election, just some of the stuff I'm reading and hearing and what I think it could mean for our people and for all people. The bots, the ops, the haters. And I want to suggest this because I do this when I'm feeling very stressed out. And that is, I will journal. And here's something I learned from Sahara Ali that's really, really helpful. So I'll share it with you. It's called a Dear MF letter. I can't say the rest of it on the air. It's Dear, starts with a M and ends with a as Kamala Harris would say. It's a Dear MF letter. So if you're angry at a coworker or an ex-boy or girlfriend or significant other of any gender, or you're angry about you're mad or upset, you're trying to let go of something or someone from your life, you write a letter just get a piece of paper and write them a letter, Dear MF, and then you just pour out your heart with everything you want to tell them, everything toxic, everything bad. You can write some good stuff in there too, but usually a Dear MF letter is, remember that time you did this and blah, 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 whatever you got to get it on out of your chest, off of your chest. Then you can either light it on fire or in a safe place. Again, you're not driving now. Or tear it into shreds and toss it in the ocean. Tear it into shreds, flush it down the toilet. You want to do like Trump did with those classified documents. Want to let it go. It's a very good exercise to help let go of emotions, fear, and such. So that's my not so professional Mindful Monday for today. We miss Sahara Ali. If you want to find her, you can go to saharaali.com. If you want to find me, you can go to dominiquediprima.com. And yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to be, Sahara's away. I'm going to be babysitting you until she gets back from her spiritual retreat. All right. This is a perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Jamal Hakeem says, happy birthday to Pharaoh Sanders. I did not know it was Pharaoh Sanders' birthday. Molly Bell said something I definitely wouldn't have thought of. She says, what if those black men needed that lecture? Maybe. Okay, Molly Bell. I hope you're right, because I feel like that was a stumble, and I don't believe that it is helping the vice president. I don't believe it's helping the vice president at all. We are also, though, it's weird because on the one hand, I do want you to believe the polls in terms of being motivated to go vote and donate and volunteer and, phone bank and door knock and all the other things. But on the other hand, I don't want us to believe the polls in terms of being discouraged to vote, right? Because one of the things that polls can do is it can discourage people who want to vote, but they think we're going to lose anyway. And I just don't want us to be discouraged. I would remind us of 2016 when the polling seemed to show that Hillary Clinton would win and she did not. I would remind us of 2020 when it seemed like an incredibly close race and Biden didn't win by a wide margin, but it wasn't razor thin either. I would remind us that they may very well be undercounting women and black women in particular. I would remind us that the polls can be wrong. And so I want us to believe them in the ways that it motivates us and not believe them in the ways that it demotivates us, if that makes any sense. I track them because I think it's interesting, but I take them with a grain of salt because I learned my lesson with the election of Donald Trump, a mistake that I will never forgive myself for. I really did not think he could win, and I was wrong. Let's go to Big Phil calling from LA. Hi, Big Phil.
Morning, good morning, good morning. Devil don't sleep. I'll be out to the Taste of Soul. We're going to have some fun, spend a little money with my black folks, and just have a good time, huh? No stress, okay?
Yes, okay.
Let me say one thing. I think Kamala's in trouble. If it stays like the polls say, I don't believe the poll. A lot of black men seem they got going to Trump, and they don't like the fact she did what she did with the DA throwing blacks in prison. Don't know anything about that.
But that's a misinformation, Big Phil. She did not throw African Americans in prison at a higher rate than anyone. Yeah, but if you repeat a talking point that is going around, I'm gonna want to at least clarify. But I think someone said in the chat, I think it was Willie, that's 1.5, or it's a very tiny percentage of our community, right? They're just getting a lot of play right now.
I understand, but if the state is close, Donald Trump can win this race. I got Kamala Harris. A lot of things I don't like what she did. I will be going with the sister, of course, to the end. But if the state is close here, she's going to lose.
Okay, so are you feeling discouraged by that?
No, I'm not discouraged. I'm just I'm a little concerned. She may lose this race with Donald Trump because you got black men swinging towards him for what I see. Now, certain things, had black guys working, and also black women. So I'm not saying she's not going to lose, but I'm with her. But it don't look good right now. I don't trust the poll. I don't believe in no towel, that crap. I think it's a backdoor drive. So we'll see what happens. I'm with Kamala Harris. Yeah. So hope to see you out there, Dominique, and we're going to have some fun and get away from this politics stuff and just have a good time.
Okay,
Take
sounds
care.
good. I'll see you out there. Taste the Soul, a huge street festival here in LA, for those not familiar. Well, I think the black men who are moving toward Trump are loud and wrong. I think they're getting a lot of attention. Black men still vote Democratic. Black men are still polling for Kamala at way higher numbers than white men. Why aren't we worrying about white men or Latino men? Black men still, by and large, supporting the vice president. We shall see. We shall see. And that's the other thing we're going to have to talk about. Phil, what happens if he wins? What's the plan? All right, taking your phone calls right now. 800-920-1580, KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
From the first day of kindergarten through the day they graduate high school, in California, 38% of students attend a public school that fails to meet minimum health standards. That's why we need Prop 2. Voting yes on Prop 2 will fund urgent repairs at local schools, protect kids from toxic mold, asbestos, and lead, ensure clean drinking water, and repair leaky ceilings and storm damage. Yes on Prop 2. To fix what's actually broken. All funds go to local schools without raising taxes. You heard that right. So join the California NAACP, nurses and teachers, and vote yes on 2. Because all our kids deserve a safe place to learn. Ad paid for by Yes on Prop 2, sponsored by Nonprofit Education, Labor, and Business Associations. Ad committee's top funders: California Building Industry Association, Coalition for Adequate School Housing, California Teachers Association.
Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
You can do it all by yourself, baby girl. What's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink.
Spilled your drink? Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Yes, indeed. Phone lines are hot. I love it. Let's go to Molly Bell, straight out of Compton.
Reparations in memory of our ancestors. God bless morning to you, Dominique, to KBLA, the family, and, of course, our chat room. I apologize, first of all, I didn't write down the measures. I'm going to have to go back and get them again from somebody else.
Oh, we're going to keep going over them. That was just a starter pack.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Asante. I was saddened about James Farr and even yourself being hurt by what President Barack Obama said. He has been the head, if we are a black family, and I believe that we are, he had been the head of our family for 8 years. He had the right to talk to the brothers that are voting for Trump. He had the right to tell them, some of them started to clap for him. He says, I'm not looking for applause. I want you to hear me. And he began to tell them why they should not stand up. Trump is a liar. He's a whoremonger. He's a thief. He talked about, I love my music. I love my music. And he talked about the heart of our music, Detroit. He talked about them and said that they're nothing and we're going to have more places. Yes, President Barack Obama had every right to talk to them like that. But my mother would give us, my mother was one of those whipping mothers. I know you don't.
Actually, my mom was one of those whipping mothers, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know you were.
I didn't get a regular white lady. I got an Italian.
Well, my mother was one of the whipping, and she would say, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, laugh out loud. In fact, one time when she said it, I got about 3 extra licks because I would say stuff under my breath. When she says, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, Molly. And then I would say to myself, don't hurt yourself. And I got to come. Oh, you won't talk to me? Yeah. I was out of order. But I said, the black men, I don't know what these polls are saying. Every time I turn around, Kamala is going down. Kamala's rating is going. She didn't do that. She didn't say those things. And even Cornel West, and I got some friends in the chat room who are Cornel West crazy. But Cornel West said about 2 weeks ago, he says that vote your heart while your country still has one. That's what he said. And so I'm saying we know that he can't win the presidency. And it's okay to vote for him. And it's okay to do what you want. And I love him. And to my sisters out there who are crazy about some Cornel West, but then they love me back, they'll say, oh, I disagree with you, Molly Bell, but, I love you. And so we're coming up on October the 16th will be the anniversary of the Million Man March of 1995. Me and a whole bunch of us, Mary Randall, we all came over to my house, and we got up early in the morning. We say, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. We said it with the men. We saw get on the bus. It was so proud to see all of our men on one accord. And I think that we should listen to those who disagree, pick out the good parts, and agree with them. So I'm just saying that. And as I was listening to James Farr, and even as the things I disagree with him, I really like him. I really like James Farr, and I enjoy your interchange with him. All I'm just saying to us is that sometimes the head of the house, our fathers, and Barack Obama, to me, have been 8 years the head of the black family, and we should vote for Kamala Harris. That is our choice, and I think it'll be better. And sometimes I get sad. It might be the weather, Dominique, out here right now. It's a gray day. So I'm just asking everyone over there, talk to your friends, your family, make sure they get out and vote for Kamala to be the president of the United States of America, and let her lead this family. All you prayer warriors out there, you know what you've got to do. And I'm serious. Dominique, open up with prayer always, and I've always done that when I've begun. We've got to keep fasting. Maybe we could pick a day, Dominique, before the election that all of us go on a fast so that we can bring the truth down. We've got to keep fasting. We've got to keep praying because the struggle continues. But always, to God be the glory. I hope we get a chance, maybe a second day, to call in just in case I got something else to say.
Yes, indeed.
I love our family. Be blessed.
Be blessed, Molly Bell. Thank you so much. A lot of great points there. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm reacting as a mama of black boy and the reaction that I've seen from men. Perhaps you're right. Obama's the OG if he wants to publicly lecture black men. I just don't think it went over well. I don't feel like Bill Cosby doing that went over well. But maybe he moved some people her way. I hope he did. I absolutely hope he did. Starving Myself to Life says, stop telling me why I shouldn't vote for him and why I should vote for her. I do agree with that, actually, Starving Myself to Life. We don't agree on a lot of things, but I agree with that. I feel like we need to pivot away from demonizing Trump. He sucks. But if you don't know that already, or you still want to vote for him regardless of, him being an adjudicated rapist, 34-time felon, well-established liar, and an incompetent, then the next 3 weeks are not going to make the difference. I feel like what we've got to do is make people familiar with what it is that the vice president is trying to do. To me, if you are an older adult or you know any older adults, parents, family members, her Medicare plan is really important. She's talking about expanding home care for older Americans. What does that mean? Right now, unless you're in a nursing home, it's not covered by Medicare or Medicaid. If you need in-home care, like someone to check on you so that you can still live at home and yet get some help, that's very difficult to get covered. And one of the things that Vice President Kamala Harris is talking about is expanding that program. That's a game changer for a lot of people, especially people who are taking care of kids and parents, the so-called sandwich generation. You should vote for her because she will preserve Social Security. Many of our black, brown, and low-income white, older Americans rely on Social Security to keep them off the streets, to keep them out of tents. Trump has said he will consider cutting it. Project 2025 says they will cut it. If Social Security goes on the chopping block, even more black elders will be pushed into houselessness and doomed to live out the end of their lives in squalor, struggle, and pain. That right there is enough. You should vote for her because she doesn't believe in 100% immunity for police. As the other guy has said he will. He will strive to have police with zero criminal accountability. I think you're right. We've got to focus on what it is we want, because what we don't want is making itself quite clear. Love to hear from you. 800-920-1580. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Anthony Hill, a black senior legal counsel at Workday, is suing the company after police were sent to his home for a wellness check while he was on medical leave. Hill claims this incident symbolizes racial bias and retaliation in the workplace. A women's rights group has launched a petition to cancel Chris Brown's upcoming show in South Africa, citing his alleged history of domestic abuse. The group argues that allowing the performance would send the wrong message. Vice President Kamala Harris is going after former President Trump for what she calls his lack of transparency with voters. Campaigning in North Carolina on Sunday, Harris said the Republican nominee is withholding important information. In November of last year, Trump released a letter from his doctor that said his overall health is excellent, but did not include specifics. And horror flick Terrifier 3 is this weekend's winner at the box office. The ultra-gory film earned $18.3 million. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Is this the tackle? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers pitching staff continues to dominate in the postseason. The 9-0 win over the New York Mets Sunday in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series is the Dodgers' third straight shutout in the playoffs. The pitching staff has not given up a run in the playoffs in 33 straight innings. That ties a postseason record set by the Baltimore Orioles in 1966. Game 2 today is an afternoon start. First pitch at 1:08. The Chargers are 3-2 after a 23-16 win at Denver. Former USC star Caleb Williams had his best day as the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. Williams threw for 229 yards and 4 touchdowns in the Bears win over Jacksonville. Congratulations to former Lakers star Michael Cooper. Cooper was inducted Sunday into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Cooper played 9 of his 12 NBA seasons with the Lakers and made the NBA's all-defense team 8 times. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
I'm Jeff Davis. I believe my daughter should inherit something, but not the role and responsibility of burying me. That's why I have a pre-need burial insurance plan through Harrison Ross Mortuary. Their plan offers me 4 payment options. 1, pay in advance, or pay over 3, 5, or 10-year time periods to keep the payments affordable. Contact the professionals today at Harrison Ross Mortuary. We can be reached at area code 310-704-4901. That's 310-704-4901. And ask for me, Jeff Davis. Thank you.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
And the phone lines remain lit, so we're going to go right back to it. But I want to point out for those of you tracking my health, look, I have been tested and gone to doctors. I don't have COVID. I'm not going to kill James Farr. Don't worry. Or Miles. Just going through what I'm going through, but we going to be all right. Okay, who's been on hold the longest? That would be Dee from Long Beach. Hi, Dee.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
I'm somewhat off topic, but I want to talk about public education. My grandmother said that in 1922, the church was a school. She could read, so why can't Ray Ray and Raheem? We know that labor-saving technologies will upend public education. We know these kids are so smart that they're bored. We know there is a problem in middle school that will eventually show up in elementary school. So here's my solution. Number one, you provide thrice weekly, 3 times a week, tethers to campus for things like nurses, counselors, librarians, sports, bands, skilled trades, etc. They could work on group projects and even paid internships. We know that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, meaning the people who control the system.
Okay, I'm going to tie this into the election, too, because it's election season, and I know I say you can call here and talk about whatever you want, but we're 3 weeks out. So, Dee, given the kind of program that you're discussing, I mean, again, I know you say you are a Republican because you want to be on the ground floor of changing the party, but any kind of a program like that that bolsters public education is going to be much more likely to thrive under a Harris administration, since Project 2025 has made it clear they will defund public schools and allow voucher-like programs to leave behind the low-income and BIPOC students and black students and just fund private schools for rich people.
We're on the same page, Dominique.
All right, good stuff. Thank you for your call, Dee. I know you got more, but we'll continue to expand upon that. Going to Willie, calling us from Florida. Hi, Willie.
Good morning, Dominique. Can y'all hear me okay?
We do.
Okay, are y'all getting any feedback or anything?
Nope, sounds good. I'll let you know. You just talk.
All right, good. I was getting it back on my end. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on yours. Good morning. Good morning to the beautiful black community. Thank you for the shout out in the chat that you had gave me about us focusing on this tiny, small percentage of black men that want to vote Republican. That number has always been the same across the board for about the past, 20 or 30 years, right? So I don't feel like Barack Obama was lecturing black men, especially when we're talking about lecturing that small percentage of it. I just feel that social media and narratives push this false narrative of black men leaving Kamala Harris or the Democratic Party and going to Donald Trump for various grievances that almost at most point don't have anything to do with politics. Some of it is self-inflicted wounds that have disenfranchised you and not giving you the ability to be a productive member of society. Some of this misogynistic thinking and talking points, because for me, I grew up in a single household with my mother, and my mother was everything. She grounded and founded me in education, grounded my spirituality and everything. And most sisters are leading our household when it comes to making sure that we're fed, making sure that the bills are balanced, and everything of that nature. So why wouldn't we trust a woman who is giving her whole life to public service against someone who is always at every turn trying to screw over the middleman and black people?
Yeah, I mean, it's... Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Dominique, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I wanted to let you land.
Yeah, so, I mean, I worked at 59th Street, Columbus Circle at a Whole Foods. So I used to deliver groceries all the time. Black people were not front-facing in any place that Donald Trump owned. If they worked there at all, there was one brother I seen that worked in the back-end receiving.
Yeah.
We've heard stories of how he has ripped off his contractors when it came to paying him. We understand that Project 2025 is directly tied to him, where he will take away overtime, where he will take away environmental protections, where he will take away education protections that are going to absolutely harm the African-American community. We already understood what he did with Jeff Sessions, so I don't care about that 1.5% of black men that are going to do it. We're always going to find 1.5% of any demographic that are selfish, that are irresponsible, that sit back and bond with crooks and criminals. Let's keep focusing on the 85%, the 87%, the 90% of black men that are out there doing the right thing. And I just want to encourage my brothers and my sisters that when this rhetoric comes up, let's get on our socials and let's big up our black men. Let's big up our black women. Let's big up that 85%. That way they do not feel attacked.
Yeah, great points all. Thank you, Willie. I think that's crucial. I also think it's important for Democrats to two things. One, if you look at the numbers right now, the opportunity is with women, particularly white women. Okay, it says that there's a huge number of undecided. I'm among those who believe that's BS. Maybe they didn't want to tell the pollster. but the opportunity is with women. The other thing is, I agree, we've got to start talking about what you get when you vote for Harris other than not Trump. The anti-Trump is not enough because people have become too desensitized to him. And again, I'm back to keep Social Security. I'm back to having accountability for police. I'm back to down payment assistance for new homeowners, $25K, which in many places won't get you enough, but it'll get you a start into getting a home. And those are the things that are going to make a difference. Leather or Lether from L.A.?
I'm Lether. Hi, Dominique.
Hi.
Thank you for all that you do for all of us, all the information and everything else. Okay, here's the thing. I've been living here for 10 years in this community, not just in L.A., been living in L.A. for 30 years. But anyway, I have not received any flyers in the mail about voting and everything. Now, I used to work, with them, the voting and everything else, counting the voting and stuff like that. I wasn't able to this time. But is there a number I need to call or to see if I'm on the list?
It sounds like they might have dropped you from registration.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, is it LA Vote? They changed it, lavote.net, or did they change it to lavote.gov? Well, I put in lavote.net, and it took me to lavote.gov. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's lavote.gov if you're in Los Angeles.
Yes.
If you're in another state, you can go to your Secretary of State's website, but here it's lavote.gov, and you can check. Right on the landing page, it says Registrar of Voters. Are you okay with internet, or do you need a number?
I need a number.
Okay. Number, Registrar of Voters, vote center information is 800 815 2666.
2666.
Option number 1, I guess after you dial 800-815-2666, you push pound 1.
Okay.
There's also the Recorder County Clerk, which is 800 201 8999. And there's one other number I want to give you. Because there's a hotline that's staffed by Courage, California, and I'm trying to find it. Their voter hotline. Well, this is the Secretary of State's voter hotline, but let me find that. Well, the voter hotline for Dr. Shirley Weber, Secretary of State, is 800-345-8683. It's 800-345-VOTE. I'll find that other one, but those three should get you steered in the right direction.
800-345, so what are the last 4 digits?
8683.
83.
800-345-8683. That's the Secretary of State's voter hotline in English.
Okay. Oh, in English?
Yeah.
Well, that would help me a lot.
Same. All right, Lether, I'm glad you called. Anything else you wanted to say?
What? I just love your show. God bless you. And I'm going to end with this, that may God bless the both of us, and may we live a long and healthy life.
Ah,
how about
indeed.
that?
Love that. Amen, ashe. Indeed. Thank you, Lether. Great to talk with you. Call me back and let me know how that goes and if you figure it out, and I'll have that other number by then. Perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. S&P volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an S&P open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit ca-smp-volunteer.org.
Chevy, All the Things 2024 Truck Season Radio 30, code GWMR0294000.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy the Jack-O-Lanterns here with a front porch view of Target's Halloween deals, like 20% off costumes with Target Circle. We're talking rock stars, witches, princesses.
Ooh, I think I'd look good with a cape.
I think so too, Gordy. Plus, hit the trick-or-treat jackpot with 20% off candy.
Now that's how you get porch traffic.
This week only, save 20% on costumes with Target Circle and 20% off candy. Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Restrictions apply.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
It is election season and the phone lines are lit. 800-920-1580. That's the number. I always love to hear from you. And yeah, got a lot going on around here. I think I'm going to take our advice in the chat and start focusing more on the reasons why I want to vote for Kamala Harris rather than the reasons I want to vote against DJT. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to stop talking smack about him, but it's got to be a priority for us to understand what we are voting for, not just what we're voting against. Going to Fred from LA. Hi, Fred.
Hello, Dominique. Thanks for taking my call. Two things, and I'll be fast as usual. Barack Obama is not OG. He's not old enough. And as far as him talking to black men, anybody that thinks Fred from Los Angeles would believe anything he says.
But you're a Republican, so, I mean...
No, I'm not. I'm an independent.
Like most independents, you lean Republican, and you just don't want to call yourself a Republican. When was the last time you voted for a Democrat?
Well, I have to vote for Democrats all the time because of the district I live in.
You don't have to.
Well,
I'm talking
don't
about.
vote at all.
Okay, I'm talking about top of the ticket. When was the last time you voted for a Democrat for president?
Barack Obama, 2008.
Okay, so that's not so long. It's just 15 years.
So, that was 16 years ago. So let's come back to Barack Obama and his health care plan. When he argued, when he introduced it, he said it was a fee. But when he took it before the United States Supreme Court, he argued it was a tax.
Okay, why are we relitigating Obamacare before the 2024 election? What's your bottom line, Fred?
I'm just trying to point out that lie. Okay, let me go to the
It
next.
wasn't a lie. It's a definition of terms. What's your point? What's your bottom line? Bring me to 2024.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, last week you were talking to Dr. Molina, and she said that no police officer has ever been convicted. The Walter Scott police officer said officer pled out. The Oklahoma
No. You weren't listening closely. She said in the state of Louisiana, no officer had been criminally charged. She said that's what she said, to be specific. Yeah.
Okay. Then she went to fact check. You went to fact check, and this caller said Mrs. Harris is for open borders, and you disputed it. You
because it's not the
truth. Fact check. Tell us what she's for, please.
She's never, ever in the history of ever said she was for open borders. She's for that obnoxious border control bill, which is really all the stuff Republicans claim they want, and the only reason they didn't pass it is because Trump said don't, because he wants to run on that. That's the truth. The open borders is a talking point because y'all think that'll make, and it does apparently seem to be working. It'll make black people go, oh my gosh, open borders. She wants to let illegals take over everything. She's never said that. It's funny. Fred would call here and repeat a talking point that that guy actually admits to being a Republican, who calls in here wants to say. And it's the same thing with these Prop 33 ads. When did it become, I feel like Barack Obama myself right here. When did that become okay? When did it become okay to just make stuff up? When did it become a thing where you can just create alternative facts, and if you repeat them enough, people will go, oh, she's for open borders? Cite me one instance, one article, one speech where she says, I'm for open borders. You can't, because it doesn't exist. Let's go to Jamal calling us from LA. Hi, Jamal.
Good morning, Front Page family, and excuse me, let me get back. Good morning, KBLA family, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you. The good news is that I'm alive and well today, and that my choice is to vote for a pleasant presidency, not one who embraces chaos. I also want to say that I woke up crying the other day, and I went to sleep crying the other day for my sweet, dear, beautiful niece, Karima, who passed away. And her younger sister said she took the wrong pill, and that wrong pill was fentanyl. She was 42 years old, and my God, it just broke my heart. Gorgeous.
I'm
Our
so sorry.
children are dying.
I never
Our
met
children
Karima, but it's just heartbreaking.
Oh, she worked for one of the motor companies in Detroit. I'm completely flabbergasted over it. I don't believe in the polls neither. I know I don't have all time, not much time on here, but yes, our children are dying, still dying, and it's terrible.
It is terrible. That's so sad for your family. Rest in peace, Karima.
Yes, Karima, beautiful woman.
So, Jamal, when you say you don't believe the polls, what do you mean by that?
I don't inundate myself with the news. I don't care what they say. You know, I'm voting for who I want to vote for. I don't inundate myself. I don't believe in the polls. You know, they change from one day to the other. I don't watch the news a lot to begin with. I wake up in the morning and give thanks to my God. You know, I see people wake up in the morning, first thing they do is turn on the news. I can't do that.
I don't even do that. I gotta drink my 24 ounces of water, pray to my God, do some meditation, center myself, and then I'll turn on the news. Because it can be hard on your soul and I know you're many years sober. I feel like this election right here could be hard on a person's sobriety. 28?
28.
Wow.
28.
Congrats.
Years.
That's amazing.
You all can do this one day at a time. Don't let them secrets kill you. I didn't know my niece was messing around like that. You know, every time I seen her, she looked strong, healthy, and beautiful. Okay? I had no idea. Those secrets can kill us, you know. They take away some of us, you know.
Yeah, and I imagine for someone who's in recovery, having a beloved young niece die from drug use has got to be extra painful.
Yes. Okay, Front Page family, thank you for hearing me out. But, peace.
All right, Jamal, thank you. Well, you know, first things first, family, Front Page family. You're all included. You still got the card, you know, the membership card. I think, again, to tie every single thing back, Kamala Harris knows how to keep fentanyl out of this country better than her opponent. she actually has prosecuted big drug cartels. That's something you can look up while she was California State Attorney General, and even as DA. So if you're worried about fentanyl, and from what I'm reading and seeing, we probably all should be, she's a better choice. Now, Trump says he will deport 11 million people, and you may think that's a good idea. I think if you really look into it, it's a problem, a huge problem, super expensive, uprooting people who've been here for many years, creating chaos in our economy. But what he hasn't said is how he's going to keep the borders, how he's going to keep the fentanyl and the cartels out. 800-920-1580. We are KBLA Talk 1580, 40 acres and a mic.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Anthony Hill, a black senior legal counsel at Workday, is suing the company after police were sent to his home for a wellness check while he was on medical leave. Hill claims this incident symbolizes racial bias and retaliation in the workplace. A women's rights group has launched a petition to cancel Chris Brown's upcoming show in South Africa, citing his alleged history of domestic abuse. The group argues that allowing the performance would send the wrong message. Vice President Kamala Harris is going after former President Trump for what she calls his lack of transparency with voters. Campaigning in North Carolina on Sunday, Harris said the Republican nominee is withholding important information. In November of last year, Trump released a letter from his doctor that said his overall health is excellent, but did not include specifics. And horror flick Terrifier 3 is this weekend's winner at the box office. The ultra-gory film earned $18.3 million. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers pitching staff continues to dominate in the postseason. The 9-0 win over the New York Mets Sunday in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series is the Dodgers' third straight shutout in the playoffs. The pitching staff has not given up a run in the playoffs in 33 straight innings. That ties a postseason record set by the Baltimore Orioles in 1966. Game 2 today is an afternoon start. First pitch at 1:08. The Chargers are 3-2 after a 20 season with the Lakers and made the NBA's all-defense team 8 times. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's